Every day, the temptation is the same. Reach for what looks safe, what's familiar, what's comfortable. Bonds, gold, cash. They're the safe assets everyone talks about, the ones every portfolio builder clings to when uncertainty knocks, when markets shake, when the headlines scream chaos. But here's the thing: the people who really control the game, the ones whose moves ripple across markets and shape economies, they're stepping back from these so called sanctuaries. Why? Because what's safe isn't safe anymore, not in the way you think. And if this shakes you, good. It means that deep down, you feel that bleed between old logic and emerging truth. The problem is that clinging to these historic refugees is like holding a candle in a hurricane, thinking you're protecting yourself, when in reality, you're getting drenched and losing visibility. Let's dive into the brutal truth. Those traditional safe assets have a secret agenda, one that's been quietly eroding your edge, your freedom, your future. Bonds? Their yields have been a mirage, hollowed by relentless inflation and central banks' exhausting interventions. Every time you think you're locking in steady income, you're actually watching your purchasing power leak drop by drop, invisible but lethal. Gold? Sure, it's shiny, but it doesn't grow, it doesn't pay, and in a hyper-connected, rapidly evolving world, relying on a metal dug from the ground is a stubborn refusal to evolve your toolbox. Cash? Holding on to cash feels safe until it becomes the enemy, devoured by currency debasement and global economic upheaval, shrinking in real value while authorities print endless amounts. Feeling cornered, uncertain, wondering why the baselines you learned to trust are crumbling. That's not weakness. That's the warning shot of a rare moment when everything you accepted must be questioned, because the world's rules are dissolving beneath your feet. The top investors, the real leaders, the bold minds reinventing investing. They're not just avoiding these assets out of skepticism. They see the deeper decay, the invisible hand guiding these assets toward irrelevance in the new age. And if you remain fixated on yesterday's playbook, the system's steady hand will continue to tighten its grip on your future. But here's the fire you need to ignite right now. The escape from this trap isn't about retreating or playing it safe. It's about embracing a mindset so radical that it terrifies the comfort zones, but liberates the hunters, the architects, the rare few who refuse to settle. The game isn't about picking the right safe assets anymore. It's about reconstructing the narrative, the entire framework that defines what safe means. Safety now lives in autonomy, in radical selectivity, and in relentless transformation. Imagine this. What if your wealth could be aligned not with what everyone else clings to, but with what's actually powering the future? The technologies reshaping industries at a breakneck speed, the cutting-edge sectors rewriting the rules, yes, but not just chasing hype. Realness. Assets and opportunities that grow from fundamental transformations in society, economy, and human capability. Assets that represent freedom from dependency. Investments that don't just survive inflation and crisis, but thrive by rising with the world's true progress, because they're built on new, unshakable foundations. The secret is in stepping beyond comfort and consensus. It's in rejecting the safety lies fed by the system designed to calm you while chaining you. Those top investors, heed this, are digging into assets that embody sovereignty, decentralized networks, ownership structures where you're not a number, financial vehicles where your will drives action, enabling you to move freely, adapt swiftly, and create with purpose. They're seeking transformation, not replication, turning away from age-old containers of value for the living, evolving truths shaping tomorrow's economy. You might feel that tightening in your chest, that fire fueled by unease with the status quo. Hold on to that. It's your compass. It is the pulse of the rebel, the individual who refuses to live a borrowed, pampered lie. Aligning with fleeting blue chips and government bonds is comfortable for many, but it's a compromise, a subtle cage with velvet walls. The true power lies in partnerships and opportunities that foster autonomy, that allow you to be more than just a passive player. Seek the few spaces where individual brilliance connects, where raw potential is met with brutal honesty and fierce support, where your unique vision doesn't just survive, but thrives alongside others, burning just as fiercely. Here's what those top investors aren't shouting from rooftops, but embody relentlessly. Be critical. Question every sacred assumption around safe assets. Analyze where value is actually coming from, not where it appears to hide. Look beyond shiny labels and traditional roles. Remember that value can be real capital flowing through novel ecosystems, or strategies harnessing asymmetric information and emergent trends invisible to the sleepy masses. More than that, understand patience as a weapon. This isn't a sprint to catch the next fad or quick flip. It's a long game. The future rewards those who cultivate relentless discipline and the courage to stand apart, often isolated but unbreakable. You're not here to rejoin the herd. You're wired for freedom, the freedom to transcend limitations imposed by arbitrary borders, outdated systems, and false security. When you chase those old safe assets, you become part of the problem, not the solution. The solution lives where the rare gather, where collective strength emerges from respect for difference, from complementarity, and shared vision. It's a network seeded with exceptionalism, with misunderstood potency, finally aligned. No compromises, no pretenses. And don't mistake this for a hollow rebellion. This is the real deal. Power wielded not with arrogance, but with relentless clarity and humble patience. It's a blueprint for liberation, an autonomous financial life, freed from the shackles of currency devaluation, over-centralized risk, and the invisible constraints of tradition. Here, your capital is a tool, not a trap, a living companion on your journey to redefine reality itself. So if that quiet tension, you know it, that slow-burning unrest inside, fires up when you hear this, it's a sign. Not just that you want more, but that you're ready. Ready to cut loose from the false promises of comfort. Ready to forge meaning in the chaos. Ready to align with those few who reject the rulebook, who burn rather than bend. It won't be easy. The safe old world will try to pull you back with seduction, with whispers of risk and failure. Resist that. Safety is not in the common or the tired. Safety is in embodying your sovereign will, in questioning every assumption, in becoming the agent of your own transformative reality. This secret circle of rare investors, that autonomous network, yes, it's real. It's built for those willing to burn their illusions and trade mediocrity for fierce, unshakable essence. If you sit there thinking, maybe I'm just too old school, or maybe safe means safe, know that this is where many fail. They confuse comfort with safety, illusion with truth. And while they wait, the future moves forward without them, carving out riches and freedom for those who dare. Don't be the investor forever trapped by illusions handed down from a collapsing system. The real security, the real power, is in shedding old falsehoods, embracing selective alliances, and creating your own rules. You don't need the approval of the many, just the connection to the few who burn as you do. Together, you ignite the rare synergy that builds new worlds from the ashes of lost certainty. So stop fearing that crash, stop chasing safety that's already gone, and start owning a future shaped by your own questions, your own will, and your own relentless becoming. Because the only true asset left on Earth is your capacity to adapt, to challenge, and to create beyond limits. This is the battlefield where masters rise. Will you stay in the cage or break free and own what's next? The choice burns bright in every second you hesitate, but it will burn hotter still once you decide to step beyond the illusion and finally truly invest in freedom.